Hello,
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Excellent. Well, you went off on one at me, didn't you, Dale?
Well, don't take it personally, son. As you said, as you
Well, it's
said.
quite personal.
Well, it's no personal, as you said in your interview with Kyle, that a bit of ribbon and a bit of banter is all good. So don't
It
don't
is.
don't start acting the victim then.
No, I'm not playing a victim, but a bit of ribbing is not quite some of the things you call me. But let's leave that aside.
Well, it's ribbon. I made it quite clear. I don't know you on a personal level. I'm talking about the content that you offer, and the content that you offer is ridiculous, and you're a moron.
Absolutely correct evaluation of the situation. Kudos, Dell. Let's continue.
That's nice. By the way, I'd just like to point out to a lot of those people in your side chat saying, "Oh, we won't show, we won't show." Wrong, eh?
Oh, brilliant! You want a star? You want a wee
Yeah.
gold star?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a star. I don't know for what. I don't think you could recognize it. You don't know what level is, or flat, or elevation, or curve. You don't know what those things mean. So how in the world are you going to know what a star is? Even if he gave you one, you'd be baffled. That's how bad this is.
So anyhow, what have you got to offer?
Well, I'm not sure what it is you're asking because, like I said, I came in partway through your stream, and obviously it's a stream about me. And
So
then you
let's-
showed a very old video of mine where, yeah, I was taking the mickey out of your Mickey take experiment. Because, like you said, it was tongue in cheek. You were dressed up all silly, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And
That's right. So let's
yeah,
look
and,
at.
and I was just
let's look
taking the mick out of that.
Well, let's look at the content of it. We could start on other grounds, but let's just look at the content of that first. What's your issue with the demonstration of a substance in a practical fashion?
This is the tank thing. How long ago was that? Because I could barely
It's
remember.
A tactic. He's talking about water. Water and its behavior isn't a tactic, you numpty dipshit. See, the problem is you don't know what the words that you're using, what they mean. That's the problem. It's like talking to an incoherent second grader, right? That's drunk. That's how bad this is. Wait till you hear this, folks.
Not about
It
the
was a long
tank.
time
It's
ago.
about the substance known as water and
Oh,
a direct test and a display of the behaviour of the substance. What is it that you have issue with in that regard?
Well, I can't remember what it was you were. Were you trying to prove that water was level in that one, weren't you?
Does water?
Sorry, water is flat. Beg your
It's-
pardon.
There's no difference. Level is flat, numpty. They're mutually inclusive. From Merriam-Webster, level, to make a line or surface horizontal, to make flat or level. You see those three terms right there? They all mean the same thing. They're synonymous. Synonyms, as it were, right? Merriam-Webster, level synonyms. Even, flat, flush, plain. Is it getting through, sunshine? From Merriam-Webster again. Level, flat, plain, even, smooth means having a surface without bends, curves, or irregularities. You see, level and flat compared with curves, they're all antithetical. Flat and curves, that's antithetical. Level and curves, that's antithetical. You bozos think level is flat or level is curved. Sorry. It's without. I don't even know why I have to do this. This is self-evident. Prima facie well does. Right? But here I'm providing citations for you. From dictionary.com. Level, having no part higher than another. Having a flat or even surface. It's in the definition. Right? What are they talking about here? Well, elevation. Has the same elevation at all points. Level being in a plane parallel to the plane of the horizon or horizontal. See how these words mean the same thing? Horizontal, horizon, right? Level. Hey, what you do there? Level, to make a surface level, even or flat. To Cambridge. I don't know how far away you are from or your garbage can is from Cambridge, but level. Not rising or falling or higher on one side, bum sniffer, but even in all directions, horizontal or flat. Saying the same thing again. This is dealing with elevation. And level equals flat. Level, something that is level with something else, is at the same height. Again, dealing with elevation. This is going to become very important over the next few minutes. So we're going to probably circle back, especially to the elevation height point. Let's continue.
It's addressing the claim. Let's start from the statement that you made on Kyle Adams. It's my position that I start from my experience of reality, right? And that's the only sensible grounds to stand from, right? How I experience reality. Now it's up to anybody else that wants to tell me something contrary to my experience, right? So my experience is that standing bodies of water in general, has no form, can only take the shape of the container, forms a free horizontal surface denoted as a plane, that being level, no deviation in elevation from
No
any
deviation.
Yeah, see, no, everything he said is exactly correct. Now listen.
Elevation,
from any
but
point,
it's not flat.
From any point on the surface of the plane to any.
He said no deviation in elevation, but it's flat. Is that what he said? I'd have to go back and listen to it. Don't worry about it. We'll just continue.
Any other given point, there is no deviation in elevation. What's your problem with that?
There is no deviation in elevation. Absolutely right.
Absolutely right. Welcome to Flat Earth, Crown Muncher. You don't even realize it. That's how stupid you are.
But
it's not. But it's not flat.
On a globe.
But it's not. We just went over the definitions of flat. That said it. Let's do it again. Level. Not rising or falling or higher on one side, bum sniffer, but even in all directions, horizontal or flat. You said that wasn't flat. Are you high or something? Having no part higher than another, having a flat or even surface. That's the same elevation. You're toast. You're toast right here. I can just stop. Level, something that's level with something else is at the same height, Crown Muncher. How many times we got to go through this?
As a deviation in elevation from one point to any other given point.
No, it isn't.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. From any given point to any other given point upon the surface of the plane, there is a deviation in elevation on a globe Earth.
No, there isn't.
Did you hear that, folks? Twice. So there's no elevation change with a curve. This is what I'm talking about. These Baltards, every single one of them, they come with like thousands of comorbidities. And the biggest one is they don't know what a curve is. Right? I've asked over at least 150 ballers over the past year what curvature was. They couldn't tell me. He's no different. He doesn't know what curvature is. Well, what is it? Let's take a look-see and find out what curvature is. Curvature from the United States Naval Academy. Curvature is the rate of change of slope. So it is the second derivative of the elevation surface. Uh-oh. Slope is a measure of change in elevation from Penn State, right? Follow, makes sense? They defined it with a slope. So what's a slope? That's a measure of change in elevation. You're finished. You said there was no change in elevation, right? Unbelievable. So, booger-eating, bum-sniffing Baltards. If curvature is the rate of change of slope, and it is, right? That's what it says right there. And slope is the measure of change in elevation. Well, yeah, that's what it says right there. Then take a wild friggin' guess what's next. Curvature must necessarily involve a change in elevation. Shocking, I know. Next block of instruction, how to sit down. Then point at a house. Absolutely unbelievable. We're going to circle back to this little no change in altitude. Just wait for it. It's golden.
Look, son, how can you even state that?
Okay.
Well, because he's a moron. Dunning-Kruger type, one each. That doesn't know his ass from a pipe wrench, Dell. We both know that, but I digress.
So listen, if I take the globe Earth, right? If I take the globe Earth and I have 1 point, a marker point, and that's my starting point, and I now move from that point, relative to that point, the other points must be at a lower elevation.
No.
Nope. I'm wondering if this idiot ever heard of 8 inches per mile squared drop before. One of the quintessential tenets of their fairy tale religion. Folks, this is tantamount to a Catholic saying, marry who? That's how stupid this is. But you ain't heard the rest of it yet. Just remember, no change in elevation, right? With curvature. Remember that. We'll get back to that.
Explain.
Right, I can explain. Take a ball, okay? Diameter, let's say 20 centimeters. So every point of that ball is 10 centimeters from the center of the ball. And you paint all around that ball. That paint is exactly 10 centimeters from the center of the ball.
At best, idiot, that's a false equivalence fallacy. Fuckwit times 1 each, right? That's not how you measure elevation, son. From your alma mater wiki, elevation is not to be confused with the distance from the center of the earth or your little Muppet ball analogy. You're toast, man. From National Geographic, elevation is the distance above sea level. Oh, and by the way, Crayon Muncher, with your elliptoid, shout out to Soundly, Mr. Elliptoid. You can't take a distance from the center of an elliptoid because each distance you take is not going to be the same distance to the surface. You tracking with me, sunshine? That's a little bit too high level for you. I understand that. Everyone else gets it, third graders and up. Like I said, you don't know what curvature is. You don't know what elevation is. You don't know what flat, level, or horizontal is. I'm questioning, do you even know where you're at or your own name? This isn't the best part, folks. It's coming.
All the way round. It is flat. It's not flat. It is level across the ball, but it is not flat. It has no elevation.
This is why I said listen to what I'm saying. What you've just done is given your worldview's definition of level. Okay? Now what
the definition of level is, though.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. We just went over the definition of level just a few minutes ago. That's not, your definition wasn't that definition. Right? Here they all are. We already went over them. Well, I'm not going to do it again. Get one of the fleet of slobber nurses that you have and have them explain it to you and put this up for you. Clown, you're just talking out your ass. You're an empty dipshit. Let's continue. Good part's coming.
No, that's a mathematical definition. Show me that applied in the real world where level is a curve.
I can show you where it applies in the real world, where level is a curve and is...
Level is a curve, right? Level is a curve. Remember this? Level, flat, plane, even, smooth means having a surface without curves. I don't know how you're going to recover from just this. But I digress.
It's water.
Where?
Tow tanks.
Tow tanks?
Yeah, you know the long tanks where they used to pull along model boats to test them for how they handle
tow tanks that are constructed using Euclidean principles and all construction principles were accounting for a curve.
They are accounting for the curve of
Where is the engineering blueprints that uses spherical geometry in order to construct this tank?
Pay attention, folks. It's coming.
Have a look at Southampton University's tow tank.
I'm not interested in words. I've looked at it.
I am addressing it.
It's 158
metres long, if I recall.
This is why it descends into this, because you don't react and respond to what's been asked of you. What's happening?
Listen, you asked me a question. When I tried to answer it, you tried to talk over me. That's why I suggested.
Because you're not answering. I'm asking you for the engineering blueprints that show the construction methods that utilise spherical geometry.
I do not have blueprints. What I have is a description that is on the Southampton University website where they describe their tank. I think it's 138 or 158 meters long. There are rails down each side for the gantry to run on, and those rails have to be curved to maintain an equal distance above the surface of the water, because that's the curve of the Earth. They curve by about 0.6 millimeters over that 100.
What? Not 0.6 millimeters. You just said before that there is no elevation change with curvature. There, buddy. So what is the not 0.6 millimeters? What does that mean other than elevation change? Is that the size of your willy and your IQ combined? You're finished. You're finished right there, because you remember what you said before? Here we go. Let's take a listen.
Flat.
On a globe, there is a deviation in elevation from one point to any other given point.
No, it isn't.
That's the first time you denied it, right? Here comes the second dagger.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. From any given point to any other given point upon the surface of the plane, there is a deviation in elevation on a globe Earth.
No, there isn't.
Ha ha, you're done. Done. You're a delusional Dunning-Kruger double-speaking dipshit. And I just showed it in spades. If you have more than 2 subscribers by tomorrow morning, that's you and your mom, then your subscribers are dumber than you are. You're finished. That's it.